KB1S8. KB1S8 with the Bruce WX10. WX10. We'll send it to Jeff WA2RAS. WA2RAS would send it to Howie K2FW. I'm sorry. WA2RAS would send it to Howie WF2Q. Let me get a sip of coffee. WF2Q. As soon as it's possible by relay, we send it to Bob. W3 Charlie Foxtrot Echo, who is operating remote from Florida via a station in Vermont. So that's the rundown I have. Add check-ins to that list. Any additional check-ins for the special Thanksgiving edition of AM Carrionet, please call now.
W3MMR.
1 India Charlie.
So I got Gary, but there was another station here. K1IC. Who was the 3 station before Gary?
W3MMR. Good morning, Joe. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Perry, good morning. W3MMR. So, W3, Charlie Foxtrot Echo. So, Perry, Mike Romeo. W3, Mike Romeo. We'll send it to Gary, K1IC. Any other check-ins for the special edition, Thanksgiving edition of the AM Carrionet, please call now.
Good morning.
Happy Thanksgiving, Steve. KB2NQN. So Gary K1IC, let's send it to KB2NQN. Any additional check-in? Okay, well that is the rundown. I think Steve has copied that. So when we get closer to the bottom of the list, the folks can help Steve run interference on his relay to the station up in Vermont. That would be much appreciated. I may be here or back because I've got to do some running around here at the house. And that's the best I can give you guys as a setup. So that is the setup for round 1. I will just say that even though I sound absolutely awful, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. And I am cooking today, as is normal. It's really one of the favorite things in the world that I love to do. So in spite of feeling a bit under the weather, as I had mentioned earlier, it won't dampen my spirits or appreciation of the holiday because I just love Thanksgiving, and I love cooking a Thanksgiving meal. So that is on the agenda for today. So I'm going to send it on down the list because I have nothing else I can give you guys as far as my voice except that setup for round 1. So happy Thanksgiving all the way around. I may be back for a quick round 2, or I may be gone. I'll have to see how it goes. I'm going to send it to Rob and wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And hope that everybody has an enjoyable day with their family. Over to you, Rob. I'm going to run down the list. Anyone on the left? The end of Thanksgiving edition of the AM Carrionet 2019. This is N1VIV. Over.
Very good. Good morning, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. And Joe, good morning and a special happy Thanksgiving to you for toughing it out and showing up for everyone. We appreciate that. And thank you very much, and we hope you feel better. So stop talking and sit and relax there. And gargle with some warm salt water. Yeah, whatever going around. Geez, the weather changes and we're all getting sick. So anyway, what's the rundown here? Well, I can remember starting this off. This is great, you know. I look forward to it. I promote it and try to see if I get anybody. Oh, and a special happy Thanksgiving from WB2 TPS, Jim over here in Long Island, who is unable to transmit at this time, and he's actually not being able to receive everyone that well because he's listening on a vertical. And but he said to send his happy Thanksgiving wishes to everybody and well. So I guess Maine is getting hit with some snow. Some areas 10 inches of snow. Vermont, I guess Chicago got hit with 60-mile-an-hour winds. We got some here, not bad, but I could hear it howling there. And what else is well, the tornadoes are coming here, and the usual stuff there. But so I don't think anything else is going. Hello, Perry. One of the newer, younger ones there, and Gary up there, and hello, and all my other Connecticut neighbors. Who else is there? Oh, Mike up in upstate New York is listening in on Al's house there, and Mike over in Stamford, and Tom over there in Stamford. So we'll say happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Having a little problems restreaming everything here. So anyway, on that old buzzer transmission, what did you say here for the one round? Was sitting there listening up to the March of the Wooden Soldiers in Alice's restaurant and feeding our face there. So we'll say 73 to everyone. Have a happy Thanksgiving and a safe one. And until next time, and we'll pass it over to Jim, W3MMR.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. N1ALF in the group. This is W3MMR. Very, very good. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Glad we're able to be here this morning. We're going to have a smaller group than usual. I think in the pre-net I mentioned 2 of my kids are out of town. One's in New Zealand, and one's out of town down in the D.C. area with her husband. So there's going to be 11 of us, which is kind of a small group for us, but looking forward to it. I'm only going to be here until the end of the first round. After the transmission, I got to pull the plug. We got some more preparations to do up top. I got to get showered, cleaned up, and then do the tables, set the tables, and all that kind of good stuff. So, but most everything else is done. So, the only comment I have, W3CFE, the signal's not even perceptible. I can't even hear a signal in there. So that 25 watts isn't making it down here. Unfortunately, sorry about that. So I'm not going to really count you as a contact, but I got you down in here as having been on the net. So with that, I'll say 73. I'm just going to listen out, and I'm going to pull the plug. Joe, I hope you feel. I'm glad to hear you're feeling a little better. If it weren't for the cadence of your voice, I wouldn't know it was you. But you probably know that, and hopefully you'll get over it quickly and not pass it around to the rest of the family. So be well, and hopefully by Sunday you'll be pretty much back to your normal self. So again, 73 all, and pick it up, Bill, KD1SH. This is W3MMR.
AJ1G. And we get Chris in there too, AJ1G. Good morning to you too. Good morning to everyone on the Thanksgiving edition of the AM area. 81SH, Bill down here in the northeast corner of Connecticut, the quiet corner. The corner that will soon be smelling like roasted turkey. My wife and I are going to make it. It's the first Thanksgiving without my mom around, but we've got a little tiny turkey breast over here, and that will have the house smelling like turkey very soon. And cranberry sauce and wild rice and mashed potatoes and stuffing and biscuits and all that kind of fun stuff. Even though it's just the 2 of us, we didn't eat that big, huge 20-pound turkey this year. The 2 of us, that's a heck of a lot of work and way too much turkey, so we donated the 2 free turkeys that my workplace gives us to the food bank, and hopefully somebody else will be enjoying them today. So, this is what I said earlier in my little pre-net dissertation. To me, and I think to a lot of us, Thanksgiving is all about the memories. And, we all remember Thanksgiving from back when we were younger, and we try to keep that tradition going. And I suppose not to inject any religious or spiritual content into the net, but I would say that out of the word Thanksgiving, we have to make sure that we kind of separate those 2 words and not just make it all into one word, Thanksgiving, but separate them. Thanksgiving. Giving thanks, because most of us are pretty fortunate since we're all able to afford some radio gear, some modest and some pretty extravagant, and some people who have the enjoy the hobby, and we all have homes and places to remember friends and family, both still here and past. So anyway, on that thought, we have radio content here to talk about, but working with my mom's estate for the last few months, I haven't had a whole lot of chance to play with radio. My wife and I, now for the Thanksgiving holiday, have a iPhone. Monday off to tacking that on for 5 days. So I plan on being down at the workshop, messing around with some new radio gear, including my newly acquired W3MMR. I've got a group of capacitors here that I'm going to install in that radio, start the recap process, and get some radio gear. And good morning to everyone on the Thanksgiving morning edition of the AM Carrier Net. Turn it over to Bruce from here. Good morning, Bruce. I'm assuming you're going to have some fun with some radio here too. Thanksgiving weekend. We've got a lot of cool stuff to mess with you. So over to Bruce, WX10 from 81SH. Happy Thanksgiving.
Okay, Bill, and the rest of the group this morning. Happy Thanksgiving. Here we are in Vermont, where it is snowing lightly. We're on the western side of Vermont, in Addison County, and it's very lightly, but it must have snowed during the night, so we have a coating, a very thin coating of white everywhere this morning. Yay. I guess I'm on. So we will be joining, we've been invited to neighbors' home for Thanksgiving, and they have planned to round up all those individuals with lonely souls who otherwise would be not joining others. And so we have a very interesting, it promises to be an interesting group of every persuasion that imaginable, not the least of which is no gluten, please. Oh, more gluten, please. We're going to pass on the alcohol. You bring the bridge. So, who knows? Who knows who will show up, but apparently there's a group of about 12 or 15 that have casual acquaintances, and it will be a very interesting afternoon. So, not the least of which is getting to the destination, which is at the top of a mountain. We were called by the host yesterday to see if we had studs in our tires. We do not, but we do have four-wheel drive, so we're supposed to check with us later today to give us the prognosis on the road, the dirt road that goes to the top of a mountain. And they're going to give us a road report. We may be asked to park at the bottom of a hill, and they'll come get us. Who knows? Well, we're thankful that we have our little family with us. We have two cats, and me and my wife, Mary Alice. One cat has had a near-fatal experience about a month ago, and we had to check up with the vet on Tuesday, who was stupefied and astounded and amazed. He says, by the way, the cat went through something called a saddle thrombus, which paralyzes the rear leg. He says 99.9% of the animals that she has treated in her career, which has been long, have never survived to this point. And so our cat has almost returned to normal. He says it's a miracle, and indeed it is, so we're thankful for that. We'll do a little radio this weekend, perhaps, but we're preparing for our annual migration to the Mid-Atlantic. Good morning, and happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Particularly enjoyed and agreed with Bill's comments. Well put. And thank you for that, Bill. Spot on with your comments on Thanksgiving and giving thanks. Joe, very good on the cooking. I feel very close and possibly trying to avoid breathing on the food that you're making. But I think it's great that you're soldiering on for that. Very good. Henry, tomorrow there'll be our vintage net, and some of the signals here were strange. You can count on those signals tomorrow, especially for me. 6:30 in the morning on approximately 3805. Anything that you got made in 1984 or earlier would be welcome on the vintage tri-band net on Friday morning. This will be my only transmission. Certainly one of the things that I'm thankful for is all the camaraderie and enjoyment from all the friends on the AM carrier. Now, turn it over to another good man, Howie. Howie, here it comes. WF2Q and then at WA2RAS.
Okay, WA2RAS, AM carrier Thanksgiving Day. Good morning to everybody. Happy Turkey. Our family kind of divide up the holidays, and it used to be my wife's aunt's turn, but it's now her daughter's turn, and she lives in Westheim, Connecticut. So I will be driving up either I-95 or the Merritt, depending on what my computer says has the least traffic. And I'll wave to you guys maybe at 65 and maybe at 15 miles an hour in Stanford and Norwalk. But anyway, it is what it is. And the hardest part is actually getting across the bridge, getting off of Long Island. I have learned I don't even take the main roads. I take all the side streets till I get as close as I can to the bridge. But it is what it is, and family is fun, and I will have my annual slice of turkey. I absolutely hate turkey, but I will have my obligatory one slice. And usually the trip isn't that bad because everybody leaves at different times. So this will be my only transmission. If I remember, I will get on the sideband that tomorrow morning. So over to K2FW and happy Thanksgiving to all. WF2Q.
Beep the horn when you come by Greenwich. Howie, there he goes. I drifted up a couple hundred seconds.
This is K2FW in the special edition Thanksgiving AM carrier net. And tip of the hat to Joe again for hanging in there with his cold and stuff. Like I said, Joe, that particular cold seems to really be going around, and I know an awful lot of people that have the sniffles. So hopefully you're already physically feeling better, and I think the last thing to come back is probably your voice. So maybe your wife is happy that you're struggling to talk. I don't know. Some wives do celebrate when their husband loses their voice. So that's another story. So very good. Steve, NQN, I wanted to tell you about Dick. I haven't heard from him in quite a while, and I did send a an email to him, and this is about 6-7 days ago, and I have not received a response. I think I might give it another couple days, and then I do have his couple of his phone numbers, both his phone number and his cell phone number, and I'll give him a call. I'm certainly hoping that he's okay, but it's not like Dick not to respond to emails. He's usually pretty good at that stuff. So let's hope that that Mr. Winslow is a-okay. So we're going over to our nephew's house today for Thanksgiving. I think there is going to be a hockey practice. Probably not a lot of you know I'm a big hockey fan, and so I might go over to that. That's around noontime today. It is 46 degrees. I don't think the temperature is supposed to change too much. We might get up to about 48. And the thing that always concerns me mostly with this weather is the higher wind. So hopefully we don't have any high wind gusts, because that's when I can end up with problems up on the tower. And as far as the meaning of Thanksgiving, it's supposed to be an expression of gratitude, especially to God for in His divine providence for all that we have. And that was certainly the first meaning, or the meaning of the very first Thanksgiving here in this nation, when the Pilgrims first came over. So that's what I do, and that's the true meaning of Thanksgiving. But Bill was spot on with what he had. But it is an expression of gratitude and being grateful. So with that, I will listen out through the first round. And again, Joe, tip of the hat to you for sending out the emails, and certainly hope that you feel better and have a great Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone on the net, and all those who are not on the net but perhaps listening. So over to the internet guy from controlling the station. I'm going to need a lot of help, because much like what Jim said, all the way up in extreme northern Jersey, here in South Jersey, I did not detect even anything of a carrier. So I'm just going to drop it here, and if he doesn't come on, Mr. Gary K1IC gets it. So if any of you guys far north can maybe get a hold of W3CFE, but I can't. So this is Kilowatt 2 Fox Whiskey. Happy Thanksgiving all.
W1GTH.
W3MMR. Do I get it, Steve?
No, it goes to Gary K1IC. Also, Steve NQN, if you could send it over to Chris AJ1G, and then Chris, if you could send it to Bob W1GTH, who just checked in. So those two have been added since Joe transmitted. So Steve NQN goes to Chris, and then Chris to Bob. And right now, Bob, you're the tail gunner on here. So if the remote station doesn't get it, it goes to Gary and then to you, Perry. So if anybody can help me out with that remote station, go ahead. This is Kilowatt 2 Fox Whiskey. Does anyone hear him transmitting?
I don't hear him down here.
Okay, then it goes to Gary K1IC. Pick it up, Gar, and hopefully you've been on the using the old Navy flameproof key K2 Fuzzy Wuzzy.
There's someone transmitting down the band a bit on this. Is that in our group here?
I have no idea, Gar.
Yeah, okay. I was in sync mode, and all I could hear was and I had to go to AM in order to be able to hear you. So there's some stations way down there. I think it's at 3832, and I don't know whether he was trying to get in here or not. But anyway, good morning all, and happy Thanksgiving as well. We are not celebrating Thanksgiving today. This is a day where people who are in healthcare are stuck. my wife is off at the hospital and spending the day, as you can imagine, working away on things. So that's the way it's going to play out here. Tomorrow we go to Pennsylvania, and then we will celebrate the meal with my wife's sister and brother-in-law. Well, my brother-in-law. Tomorrow or Saturday, I'm not sure which. Probably tomorrow. Anyway, we drive out tomorrow, so that's what's happening. So I have shack time. Yesterday was great. I actually tuned some duplexers, and today I'm going to do some more cleaning. I've been working on prepping my mind for the Link Cundle event by looking at the 32B1, which was manufactured somewhere around 1948. And that's qualified. I have the 75A1 as well, so I have my work cut out for me up until January 8th. So that's fun. I have been chasing around looking for stations to contact. I finally found the results of the WES, and I see you were right at the top of the list, or very close to the top. So congratulations. I don't know. Do you have a C after your name now, after your number, or are you still a lowly worm like all of us? Anyway. To Alfie, Rob, Greenwich, and excuse me, Jim MER. Nice to hear your signal this morning, your radio. As Bill as well. Bruce, good luck on the trip south. I have you down here as an expat dinner, an expatriate. Back with a whole mess of other folks enjoying a different company. That should be fun, actually. So good luck with that. I wonder if it's potluck. Do you have to bring something, or do you just show up? Hard to know. And Jeff, good to hear you. You're really strong here today. I don't understand if you moved your antenna or what, but there was a time when I couldn't hear you at all, and now you're really doing well. As Howie, always hear Howie, he's fine. And good luck with that back road travel, Howie. I know the feeling. My policy is, as of 1981, when I got stuck on the GWB in traffic on the way to in-laws in Pennsylvania, that I wasn't ever going to do that again. So I never traveled on Thanksgiving. But now that the kids are gone, we're traveling sort of on odd days, although we're going to come back on Sunday, when the weather's supposed to be horrible and wind and traffic, and who knows what it's going to be. I just don't really want to do it, but I don't see any alternative. So Steve, very good, and I think that was it. Perry's, I thought Perry was supposed to be before me, but it was changed, not a problem. Perry, you're always sounding good here from Westchester. Not quite normal, Steve. I've heard you occasionally. I hope things are well over there in Long Island. AJ1G, Chris, good to hear you. And I thought I heard Bob GTH as well check in from the Cromwell area. I think that's where it is. So with that, I wish everybody a fine Thanksgiving. I don't have anything else to say, so a second round might be superfluous, but I'll be here listening in case there is something to say. So with that, I pass it to Perry, W3MMR, Westchester, Pennsylvania. Here is K1IC in the Floodfield section of Fairfield, Connecticut. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, thanks, Gary. K1IC, the AM carrier net, W3MMR. Real quick, Steve, who do I turn it to? Because I thought I had it written down that I turned to Gary, but I didn't have any. I didn't write down who was up after. Him. Well, now me. So who do I turn it to, Steve?
Chris, AJ1G, and Gary. I have an S. I made senator. It's not all that hard, Gary. If you stay in the contest, boy, you can pick them up really quick. Go ahead, Perry. Great signal over here.
All right, Steve, thanks. K2FW and K1IC in the AM carrier net. Turkey Day edition from W3MMR. Well, good morning, everyone. Great signals over this way here into southeastern Pennsylvania. I'm actually in Chester, Pennsylvania, Gary, not Westchester. I'm close to Westchester. I guess about 25 or 30 minutes or so on the it's kind of right on the outskirts of the county, right over into Chester County. But I'm in the city of Chester, here, right by the Delaware River. But no, real close, obviously, in names. I wish I lived in Westchester. It's a lot nicer than Chester, and a little more, not quite as urban as where I'm at. But nevertheless, that's where we're at. And it's 7 miles southwest of the city of Philadelphia. Here, the name's Perry, Papa Echo Romeo, Romeo Yankee. For those who don't know me, and we're running at a non-200D SDR transceiver this morning into the AL80B at about 175 watts of carrier into a 125 foot 600 ohm ladder line fed doublet up about 60 feet. Which it's still holding up there with all these high winds. It did this shortly after I put this antenna up. It came down from high winds, so now every time the wind blows, I get nervous. But I made the installation a little better this time. Pulleys and springs on either end, either leg there, and kind of short things up a bit, so hopefully we won't have that issue again. And put a twist in the 600 ohm feeders, the 4-inch spacing, and I have rather large spacers. They're probably 3/4 inch PVC for spacers, maybe a little bit smaller, but they do have a tendency to catch wind, and I didn't have a couple twists in the feed line there the first time I installed the antenna, but now we have the twists and have a couple guy wires on the feed line itself to keep it from flopping around in the wind. So things are still up there and hanging strong. So just not too much here on Thanksgiving as far as plans. Probably going over to my aunt's house over in Clifton Heights, Pennsylvania, about 4 or 5 miles away from here, but it takes about 15 minutes to get there from all the traffic in this area, and that's around unplugged key there. That's around 4:30 this afternoon, so that's all we have planned. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. I'm not a big gathering guy. It's nice to see family and all, and I love to eat. I don't miss too many meals, that's for sure. But I like to, I don't like being out much, and I like to kind of get home and settle back in here. So that's what we got here planned today, and I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and I definitely have a lot to be grateful for, that's for sure, and I'm sure you guys do too as well. And good morning to you once again, Chris, AJ1G. Great talking to you on Slot Bucket this morning on 3804. That was good to catch you there bright and early around 5:30 this morning. And good morning to you, Rob, N1ALF. Happy Turkey Day to you. And great signals from everyone here in the southeastern Pennsylvania this morning. So over to you, Chris, and I'll be in here for round 2. AJ1G in the AM Carrier Net Turkey Day edition from W3MMR.
Okay, very good. W3MMR and the Thanksgiving Day special edition of the AM Carrier Net, AJ1G, Chris in Stonington, Connecticut. Joe, I almost didn't recognize you. Neighbor Joe down the street, N1BID. Didn't sound quite like yourself. I hope you're feeling better. I had forgotten about this, but was just tuning around and caught Joe's signal. And decided I'd drop in and say hello. Hello to everybody, everyone so far, starting with Joe. Plans and stories. Bruce, you especially, but we once were there. Glad to hear is continuing to do well in the veterinarian. Everyone have a great holiday. Joe, hope you're feeling better. And, everyone else is doing. And so I don't want to leave anybody out. I wasn't taking notes. I've been actually pretty busy here in the shack, but it's really been fun. I talked to Perry and his dad very early on the side band, a little bit down the band, and I've been just kind of listening around, visiting with the course here pretty soon. Remember last year it was 15 degrees out. Not quite so bad this morning. And I need to go out and do a little work on my Volvo, get the mobile set up ready and that. We're going to try to take that up to my son's place where we're going. And I'd like to have the Icon 7100 that's otherwise in my truck in the Volvo today. I'm about a half hour away, I think, from having that happen. So over to W1GTH, and again, everyone, happy Thanksgiving. God bless you all and your families. The W1GTH from AJ1G, Chris and
Yeah, just let me grab it here. I goofed up. Hey, Bob, if you would be so kind as to send it over to Steve. For some reason, I'm looking at my list, and I missed Steve. So, Bob, you transmit and then send it to Steve, KB2NQN. Sorry about that, Steve. My apologies. And the Central Electronics, Chris, sounds great. Really, really nice down here. Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, Roger, Steve. I apologize. This is W1GTH, Bob, in Walcott, Connecticut, which area is about just a little west of central Connecticut. But anyhow, I apologize. I'm on a 40-meter net pretty much every morning except on the weekends, and so I kind of had to figure my priority was there, and so I got on that this morning. And anyhow, hearing everybody good this morning, and it's about 40, maybe 42 degrees here, and we're supposed to get a lot of wind today, but if that's the worst, then so be it. I'm going over to my daughter's at about 2 o'clock and for Thanksgiving dinner, but I don't know how much I'm going to be eating. Yesterday I spent about 3 hours in the University of Connecticut dental school, and they sliced open my gums on the top, on the front, and on the back side, because I have a deep pocket there, and they didn't know what was going on there, so they sliced those open, and I spent about 3 hours in the chair, and she scraped everything off in there, and they put in some, she asked me, she said, there is a process where they put in cow bone in there and hopefully grow the jawbone back again, because she said there's so much a loss of bone there that they don't know if they can save the tooth. Anyway, I guess your choice is either cow or cadaver, and so I elected for the cow, and I hope I don't start mooing here on the air, but anyway, so my upper lip is all swollen up, and stitches are going to be in there for a couple of weeks, so it's going to put a crimp in my Thanksgiving turkey, I'm sure, but we'll manage somehow, and so that's my excuse for not being on here. But so far I've heard Jeff, Howie, Steve, and Gary, and a couple other guys, and so I want to wish everybody a great Thanksgiving, and heard Steve mention about what the real meaning is, and he was right on there, so spot on. So anyhow, it's going to be a one and done here. I've got to go in there and I got to take some antibiotics and a few other things I got to do here this morning, and I'm not in a lot of pain now, but it's going to put a crimp into Thanksgiving, that's for sure. So, in the dinner, but not Thanksgiving. So, I'm going to turn it over to KB2NQN, and this is W1GTH. Everybody have a great day.
Yeah, okay, Bob. This is KB2NQN, feeling neglected from the People's Republic of Roslyn. Happy Thanksgiving all the way around. Echo all of the statements earlier. Certainly a day to reflect and to be most thankful for family, because family is where it's at. Even if it's a dysfunctional family, which I have, I'm still grateful for whatever they have to offer me. And the committee does recognize the senator from New Jersey who fouled up the order. That's okay. I will possibly go over by Dick's during the weekend, and maybe I'll go knock on the door and make sure all is well. I am assuming that he is all well. He's he's got a new love interest that I think is occupying his time, but I'll certainly try and catch up and give you an update, hopefully Sunday. I'm going over to Sherry's nephew's today over in Brooklyn, but it's not till later on. It's not till like 4:30, 5 o'clock, so hopefully we'll miss a lot of that Brooklyn traffic. I'm not real keen on driving there. It's always a nightmare on the Belt Parkway. But we'll do that and have a hipster type of Thanksgiving. Should be fun. One other thing I wanted to mention. I'm also in the healthcare game, Gary, and I am off today, but I have to work tomorrow. And I hope to not be doing it too much longer. I think I'm going to throw in the towel in May or June. I just filed my paperwork for that, so I'll keep you guys posted on that. Sherry's house was sold, as I told you, and we've been busy packing her up and moving her. So I will be here more often after the next 2 weeks. So I should make all the Sunday nets again. And I know you guys can't wait for me to be around again. And my not quite normal statement. Back to the top, whoever it is. Joe, feel better. Bob, feel better. Everybody else enjoy the Thanksgiving holiday. And remember, you can't soar with eagles when you fly with turkeys. N1VIV, KB2NQN.
I don't know if Joe is... Yeah, I'm not sure if Joe's still on frequency, and so that completes the first round. Yeah, please, Steve, please let me know if you hear anything from Dick, and I might try to give him a call. I don't want to call him today, but maybe over the weekend. But I certainly hope he's okay. And a new love interest, that would be great for him. That would be wonderful. So I certainly hope he's all right. He's a great, really, really great person. So I'm just going to throw it up in the air. I don't know who's still around. I'm just going to listen out for a few minutes and pull the plug here and get on what we're doing. But wow, what a great turnout today. I counted, I think, around 14 or 15 people. So that's pretty extraordinary. And again, Joe, if he's still listening, thanks to Joe for getting the net started off. So I'm just going to take a standby. Whoever wants to transmit, go right ahead. I'm going to listen for a little bit and pull the plug and go QRT. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. This is Kilowatt 2 Fox Whiskey in Southern New Jersey.
All right, Steve, let me make sure I got it. 7-3 to you, and thanks for the help, your help with the net here, and thanks to you and Joe for running a superb operation and coming on here on Thanksgiving. It's greatly appreciated by all of us, I'm sure. And the best wishes to you and your family for a great Thanksgiving, Steve, and that goes to everyone else as well. So great signals by everyone this morning. And Bob, I hope you. Sorry about the dental procedure there at the dental school. I hate the dentist. Last time I went to the dentist was at MUSC in South Carolina at their dental program, and they did a good job. I had about 6 students working on me, all standing around staring at me, which was kind of awkward, but it was cool, and it was great for them to learn at my expense. So nevertheless, I hope you feel better there, Bob. And 7-3 guys, we're going to listen out as well. And if anybody ever wants to, every time I'm on here, I try to make a recording of the entire net and put it up on YouTube. My YouTube channel is the AM Window. The AM Window on YouTube, and I have a lot of other recordings on there, and to try to do the old military radio net on Saturdays, and try to do this here on Sundays, and obviously today on Thanksgiving. So if you guys want to check that out, it'll be up on YouTube here in a couple hours. It takes a little time for the videos to load because I don't have that fast upload speeds here at the house. But nevertheless, 7-3 guys, have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you guys hopefully this Sunday. 7-3 from W3MMR.
Yeah, great transmission power, Perry, and really happy that you've that you're becoming a regular here on the AM carrier net. Well, although this is not actually the special edition, but for the longest time we had no one from Pennsylvania. When we first started this net some 16 years ago, we always had a lot of Pennsylvania stations, and one by one things dwindled, and the net continued to move, and it really still happening today, moving north and east up toward New England. And if you notice, most all the stations are from Long Island, Connecticut, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and we used to have a lot of stations in Jersey and Pennsylvania and even in Delaware. We have no one in Delaware. You're now the only one in Pennsylvania. Up until you came on, we had no one in Pennsylvania. I'm in South Jersey. I've been the most southern station on the net for probably 8-9 years now. and there's no one else in Jersey except for Jim. And Jim is literally like 5 miles from the New York State border. It's interesting how geographically the net has moved toward New England, so it's kind of interesting. So I'm really glad that you're a member now, and as far as I know, I think you're the only one from Pennsylvania, or Eastern Pennsylvania, I should say. So, by the way, I'm using vacuum tube gear here. I know you're using all solid state. This is an ICO 720 and 730, running about a 5-watt carrier into the amplifier. So that's the setup here. 73's Perry, you take care. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless. This is K2 Fuzzy Wuzzy going QRT. Take care.
All right, Steve. Take care. 7-3. Thanks for the compliments, and the ICO sounds phenomenal. You definitely wouldn't know that you were on an ICO. That's for sure. Sounds as good as any rig that you hear here on AM. And I'm glad to be the sole representative from southeastern Pennsylvania. So 7-3 to you, Steve. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you down the log. K2FW's from W3MMR. 7-3.
73's. Yep. I'm going to get some breakfast and get ready. Go over to the Philadelphia Flyers practice. They practice here in South Jersey. So big hockey fan. Take care, Perry. Always a pleasure. K2 Fuzzy Wuzzy.